All right, we got the next 2 decks for the full power duel series. I am going to be playing with the Warriors Triumph, and my guest Egg Jake here is going to be playing with the Spellcaster's Judgment. So let's get started. These were released after the last ones. Who would have thought? What are the odds? What are the odds? I recall I got one of them during the holiday season, and these would have been 2006 decks. I think
it was that late.
I think so, because the last ones were 2005. Last 4 actually. I think I got Warriors Triumph. I'm thinking about.
Oh, you know what? It must have been earlier 2006. I was just thinking this is probably the end of me playing with a neighborhood friend, because then he moved about a half hour, probably about 20 minutes away, and so we'd still hang out occasionally. But when he lived in my neighborhood, we dueled like, every weekend, and I definitely remember using this deck a lot. So I'd be surprised if it wasn't early to summer 2006. I mean,
yeah, that's probably about right, because the last ones were released mid 2005, which was kind of against the normality so far, because every year prior to that had, I kind of figured you might run that. But yeah, every structure deck release was in like March. After that weren't. Breaker. Yeah, it's gonna be Warriors versus Spellcasters. So actually, similar to the Kaiba Evolution, I had 2 different builds I was working on.
this one I kind of just went one. I could have gone 2 different ways. I thought about doing the burn kind of. There's a decent amount of cards that would lend towards that, but I decided to go just more the stronger monster routes, because there's a decent amount of just strong monsters in this deck.
Yeah, I don't recall what Spellcaster's Judgment did apart from spell counters. I definitely know Spellcasters can be scared, because they really started to do more with them.
I mean,
Warriors...
just Breaker already, like, I remember reading in, Pojo back when I looked at those that, he was such a strong card because, well, right here, not only does he have pretty good attack, you have this effect at the same time. Yeah, it wasn't just we're gonna make a 1900 beater. It's a 1900 beater, but can do extra things.
Yeah, a lot of these cards you have seen play for quite some time, and Breaker is a GOAT format staple. I mean, he was releasing Magician's Force, where there are some good cards from that. Breaker he definitely showed just how useful he is in decks.
Not to mention, I get this girl.
Gemini, damn, man. Yep.
Plus, I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but obviously I'm going to have the skilled Dark Magician as well, and that's another just 1900 beater with an effect. So, like Gemini Elf, how quickly it goes from this being such a strong card to, yeah, it's strong, but there's better choices.
Sure. My first build was going to be a Benkei OTK, and then I'm like, I don't know if it's actually going to work, because I can only use so much cards from the deck. I'm like, I'll just go more of like a Gearfried route. I'll summon Exile Force and use his effect.
Alright. Huh. I didn't know there was a button to activate effect.
Yeah, it's a declare. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Warriors. Like, they've been around for a long time. Oh my god.
When I think Yu-Gi-Oh, there's like a couple staple types, and I definitely like Spellcaster, Warrior, Dragon, Machine. Like, those are the 4. Obviously there's, every single type has stuff in there, but those are the ones I think of when I think Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, yeah, Spellcasters and Dragons, that's Blue Eyes and Dark Magician.
Of course, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to use their effect to banish both. Alright, I'll summon, not Sasuke Samurai, but he's actually Sasuke Ninja. And I'll attack for 18. 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 But I definitely could tell when I did like the more normal build, because I'm the kind of guy who likes the gimmicks, so I'll go to like a gimmicky thing and think like, oh, let's try that, and then most times it backfires on me. So I think I'm learning from my mistakes in this series. But yeah, you're talking about Gemini Elf, Skilled Dark, like, god, that's so many just strong beaters, like way more than like Blaze of Destruction or all the other kind of beat down decks we've seen. I'm gonna activate Reinforcements of the Army. So let me grab a level 4 lower warrior monster from mid deck to mid hand. I'll add Mystic Swordsman level 2.
Don't remember what that does, but I'm gonna guess it gets you a Mystic Swordsman level 4 at some point. Or
well, that's not why I'm playing him. I'm playing him because he can destroy face-down monsters when he attacks them.
Any damage calculation or no?
It's at the start of damage steps. Okay. That's before damage calc.
Yep.
If I'm wrong about this, I hope someone comments. I'm not the most lingual in Yu-Gi-Oh. I try though. Ooh, Lightning Vortex. You have to discard a card first though.
Yep.
Chaos. I love Chaos Command Magician. I think he wasn't a secret. I think it was a super rare in Magician's Force. But he's definitely an underrated card in GOAT format. I think there was a deck a few months ago that actually topped. It was a GOAT format deck. Banishing.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Chaos Sorcerer?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Yeah.
What? Speaking of GOAT format, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of good cards in this deck.
Chaos Source.
That's why I was like, if he does destroy my Royal Magical Library, it's still not a loss,
And I'm just like, oh, let me just whip out my Blackluster Soldier that they definitely gave this deck. Okay, yeah, it's Chaos Sork, or let me try to rewind, reverse. BLS Light. That's the name I like to give that. Invasion Chaos had like kind of weaker versions of Envoy at the beginning and Envoy at the end, which is interesting. You'll attack into my DD Warrior Lady. It's banished both of them. How do you like it? If only these decks had like Dimension Fusion or Return from a Different Dimension. Actually, this is 2006, so yeah, Chaos Return decks would have been pretty popular.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it probably would have been a good thing to have DD Warrior Lady reprint, because wasn't she a Hollow? Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm trying to remember what set. I think she was Dark Crisis, but I don't remember what rarity she was. I don't think it was tough to get. I mean, I guess you want a cheaper version. There's always DD Assailant. But I think he was a video game promo, so maybe not. I'm not sure when they got DD Warrior. I think that was 2006.
Any problems with summoning?
Nope. Okay. It's all good.
All right. How about this one?
That's good. I bricked so hard at like one point.
I did too. I had that turn I didn't summon anything. I had 2 Dark Magicians, a Chaos Command Magician, and 2 Chaos Sorcerers in my hand with nothing. Surprisingly, I didn't have any light monsters in my grave, so I was just waiting to get one in there.
So tell me you're playing Dark Eradicating Warlock.
I am. I ran 1 because, frankly, the fact that it says normal spells, it kind of weakens it, because there goes MST, there goes Premature, there goes Mage Power, there goes Magical Dimension. So I only really run a couple normal spells: Lightning Vortex, Heavy Storm, and Swords. You saw all those. So it's a fun. You got to run the boss monster if he's not garbage. It's not like a Vampire Genesis or something. But at the same attack as Dark Magician, I don't want to get him very often.
That's fair. I've always loved the art because it's like Dark Sage but playable. Like, what were they thinking with Dark Sage? Like that should have been a fusion monster like Thousand Dragon. All right, do a very similar looking play.
Huh? Seen this one before.
Hey, I'm fine with a 1-for-1. I will be happy with that.
Now, have you seen this play?
I'm a Deja Voodoo. But what will you do? Voodoo. Ooh. Okay. You can't, like... Probably should have looked up what cards are in that deck, but
I didn't look at yours either, though.
I'm trying to, like, I don't remember too much. Like, do they have Endymion stuff in that deck? Was that a thing?
What cards, sir?
I'm probably thinking of a later set. I don't remember if, like, they introduced, like, some Endymion, but, let's see how you like it. Endymion's like one of the bigger Spellcaster archetypes in later Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Magical Dimension
Yeah,
and Magic Cylinder. Ugh. I don't like that one very much. Alright, I will, since this is the only play I can really do, I will summon Gearfried the Iron Knight, and then activate Release Restraint to special summon Gearfried the Swordmaster from my deck. Gearfried, come on out. Surprisingly, this is not the cover card. It's actually Guilford the Legend.
I remember having Guilford the Lightning because it was a tin card. Now that if we run through all of these decks, we have to come up with decks based around the tin monsters.
We could do tin duels. That'd be... I don't know how that would work or what that even means.
Well, they only had, I think, 4 packs in there. I'm just thinking, like, we somehow have to, like, imagine we have to make a deck around Insect Queen.
Insect Queen. I mean, I'd be glad to do, like, Exarion Universe. That's about that. It's an interesting thing about, like, all the cards that weren't Go format that were released into tins right after it ended. Like, obviously, Exarion Universe is the big one, but the other 2 ones that's like, oh, that wasn't Go format was Panther Warrior and Rocket Warrior.
Neither of those are...
Nope, they're not Goat format. It's right after. It's right after. Let's see. I'm gonna summon, What could you have face down, though? Like, it could just be you're defending, but I'm trying to think if they have any defensive cards. Like, it could be an Apprentice Magician in that case. Whatever, we'll find out. So, I will attack with Gearfried the Swordmaster. Just being safe here. Yep, it was Apprentice Magician. You have any targets for that?
Yep.
The Apprentice Magician, I think, is also kind of underrated in Goat format, because there's a lot of good targets for it. Hand of Nephthys, Magician of Faith, Time Wizard, Old Vindictive Magician, Witch's Apprentice. Like, there's a lot of targets for Apprentice Magician. Ooh, okay. So I'll attack with Mataza. Have you used a spell card? Oh, you use MST. Okay.
And Magical Dimension.
And oh, true. The card Yugi used to defeat Merrick. I'll attack again for 13. So
Can you attack twice?
Yep.
Right. You know, I remember I think I had like 8 copies of that card at some point because I'm pretty sure it came.
Mataza?
Yeah, it came in the Jaden starter deck of all, or no, the Jaden
2006
pack. To the maybe I want to say it was in the pack, or maybe the early Jaden starter deck.
Yeah, because he had 2 decks. Yeah, because like there's Jaden one and there's like that 2006 starter deck, which would be coming up kind of soon.
Yeah. I will be banishing.
Yeah, but you can't attack with Chaos Sork though.
This is true.
You hear my Barack Obama impression? Oh, this is true. Okay. Oh goodness gracious, that guy is something. So I will switch him to defense. I will set a monster and end my turn with that. I'm making the plays here. I'm making the big. This is where the big boys play. Look at the adjective. Okay, so you can't summon another one. All right. Rip in peace, Mataza. Mataza, again, another, I would say, fairly underrated card. It is interesting playing these decks and be like, well, I guess I get no pot of greed this time. They were like, all right, you get a couple, but that's it.
That's when they started tossing reloads and everything, and I never liked reload. Like it's okay, but you lose advantage and
yeah, that and like magical mana. But at least reload, it's like an Egyptian gun thing, which I never understood. I always thought like, oh, it had to be different in the OCG, right? It had to be like an actual gun, but no, it's like that in the OCG, which is how am I turn? God damn. Like I think my deck is good, you know.
Please don't be DD Warrior Lady. Woo, baby. All right.
No, Command Eye is a card I've always really liked the art for. That was a tin card. 2003
I think my friend had
tin.
that one, yeah. Well, I mean, if you remember last week when I drew was it no monsters or no spell? I don't remember.
I think it was like no spell. I think you just kept drawing to like high attack.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, so that gains... Oh, no. So, 500, 1,000, that's 2,000.
So 3,900.
3,900.
No, yeah, 3,900.
Ooh. Alright, I want to banish Warrior Lady.
Okay.
But now you're like, huh, okay, banish the Chaos Sword.
That's why I was like, I'm willing to run him into this when I can now attack you with 3,900 directly.
That is just about half my life points. Actually, yeah, now I have 4,000 left. Oh, goodness gracious.
I was excited to get to use Mage Power. That was a card as a kid. I think I put in every single deck once I got it. Because it's like, oh, I could give it 2,500 attack, and also because you're running every single trap that you know will work once in a blue moon, so you're pretty easily stacking your.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Mage Power and Unite Withstand not only were like some of the strongest equipped cards of retro Yu-Gi-Oh, but also those two were limited to one for a while. So now he has 4,300.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, let's see if this does. I have a feeling this isn't going to work, but Swords of Concealing Light to flip them face down.
Can I do anything about that? No. So, and then that would go to the grave, correct?
Yep.
All right.
After my second standby phase after activation, it's destroyed.
Okay, and I can't change back. Okay, got it. All right. That's a good stall. Not as good as Swords of Review. Well, I don't know. I guess it's okay.
It has its use, especially in this deck, because it combos with Mystic Swordsman. Could you not?
Sorry.
Magic freaking cylinder, man. I am on the razor's edge. Walk along the razor's edge.
Fortunately, I don't have a better play right now.
Well, blind MST.
Did not get a chance to use it. I kept hoping I would draw my Dark Magician, which is the opposite of last game, but, you know.
Right. I will normal summon Command Knight. He boosts all warriors by 400 attack, and you cannot target Command Knight while I control another warrior. So, yeah. So, Sasuke is at 22, while Command's at 16. I'll attack this monster with Command Knight. And then I'll attack this one with Sasuke. Alright. So you'll get a monster with that. I assume it's another Faith, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Technically, I could do, was it Curon and...
oh.
But I did not run those because I was like, they were clearly just... Oh, shoot. They were clear... I keep doing this. They were clearly just added to be more fodder for Chaos Magician.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe Swords of Concealing like that was Flaming Eternity, and that actually was one of the cards, actually of many cards that said I got in an Ultimate Rare, I believe. Which is pretty cool looking. You can see it with like the black swords and the skull. It's like Makyu kinda.
This is a shame.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to get rid of my Dark Eradicator.
There it is. Yeah.
But I kind of got to.
So was all my face-up monsters.
Especially because I finally drew Skilled Dark, and I was like, oh, could I maybe get out Dark Eradicator? But it's not worth... Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
You can't...
Oh, wait, no, I can't. Right. Okay. So I'm not... Oh, wait a second.
Excuse me? Am I about to be killed by a...
Oh, I could have summoned something else. Oh, wait, but hang on. If this card is summoned, target one face... You can place a spell counter on. Do I let you live for this cheap joke? No.
And... I don't think, looking at my deck, I don't think I had, like, my build was inherently bad or anything. I do think the lack of draw power hurts it. Because my only sort of thing is reinforcements of the army and kinda release restraint, but I mean I'm only running 2.
But
yeah, Rhoda's...
Did you run 3 Rhoda?
Yeah, but it's only useful when I need it, basically.
I mean, the only Searcher, I believe I have, is Apprentice. Like I said coming into this, I am able to run... I could have 9. I think I only have 6 or maybe 7 1900s right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Then Royal Magical Library is a pretty decent stall early on. Mythical Beast Cerberus, if I wanted to, gets like that's another almost 1900 right off the bat. Obviously, being able to special summon Chaos Sorcerer is extremely strong. I have Mage Power, which is like such a boost to even the weaker ones. I do have Magician of Faith that recycles some powerful spells. And then like even Dark Magician isn't... I mean, it's not good, but because I can special summon it with multiple different cards, it's like it's not as much of a brick as it could be.
Yeah, the deck's built around for it.
Yeah, so I think this one just might be, a stronger deck.
This deck is weird because you have Swords of Concealing Light, right, which flips stuff face down, which is great for like Mystic Swordsman. But then if you do that, you can't use Grandmaster Sasuke because he has to do face-up monsters, and there's just like weird things with that. Sure, there's a lot of strategy revolving around equip spells, but then like they didn't even bother adding Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu, which is a flip monster that searches equip spells. So it's like, I don't know, there's definitely some contrasting jank in this deck. There's still a lot of like good cards. I mean, Mystic Swordsman level 2, Sasuke, even to extensively like Command Knight. Like I was running one Sword Master, like not even for its effect, just so I could add something that special summons with the Beat Stick. But I thought this deck, I was hoping this would do a little bit better. I don't regret not trying my Benkei OTK build, but I think it worked out. So next time we're gonna play some more decks. I think next one, unless there's stuff like in between, Lord of the Storm and Invincible Fortress, so look out for that one. So see you all then.